Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining me this evening. It is evening. Let me see what time. It's 5:21. And let's get started. Today, I will be reviewing a new show that I found on YouTube called Love and Faith Atlanta. It is a YouTube miniseries that is only on, I guess, YouTube, and it is created by MergeTv. Looks like it's going to be 3 episodes in the series. So let's get started. Let's talk about this fair use kind of thing they got going on. Fair use notice. This video uses copyrighted material strictly for purposes of commentary, criticism, and education under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. This qualifies as fair use. This is my little statement here. Take a look. And I think I'm going to actually show the premiere of this show. I actually like the show. So let's see if I can do this right and share my screen and get this on stage. I just want to remove my video.
I'm a fighter. You can check my heart, you can check my spirit, believe it. I'm a fighter. Try to break me down, but I never been a quitter. I'm a fighter. It's a shared bloodline, so you gotta know what's in me. Yeah, I'm a fighter. I can't tap out, but I know who sent me. I'm a fighter. You can check my heart, you can check my spirit, believe it. I'm a fighter. Try to break me down, but I never been a quitter. I'm a fighter.
Man has the nerve to challenge somebody in their own kitchen.
I challenge you in your kitchen.
That's not a smart move.
I needed you right now. I'm glad you're here.
You know, it's a rough time for you, so that's what friends do.
So I'm proud of you. This stove we've been here for 4 years, and it's the first time this stove being used. I'm proud of you.
Bishop is in the book, and he's in the Jesus model, and you reading the Message translation. Me and you the only one righteous, I think, because I'm trying to figure out how all these preachers got tattoos.
Man has the nerve to challenge somebody in their own kitchen.
I challenge you in your kitchen.
Okay. That's not a smart move.
Being in ministry for 20 years, but being the youngest one in the group, kind of posed a little bit of anxiety, I should probably say.
Real talk though, Gerald. How come you have all the patience in the world for the foolishness that happens with you and your family, but you have no patience with these boys?
They brought like 20 sheriffs in one Sunday.
They brought sheriffs in to like get you out?
Yeah.
What is it about me that is so powerful that you want to shut me up as a woman?
That's what I don't like about church, because we reject people that we should accept.
Somehow or another, we found the dogma of the gospel without the grace.
Do you think Jesus would have a gay apostle?
I think when I'm critical.
Who do you think was gay?
I don't know. Hey, man.
I just don't know. Who do you think was gay? Tell me. I want to know.
Listen, I done drove too far.
I think Paul was gay.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm just a little theological laugh.
I'm a loose cannon. I'll say whatever I feel.
Well, don't do it now.
You know, because I don't care.
I want you to care.
Ain't nobody in here ain't got no sin. I smell sin all over y'all. It's just control.
That's the ribs. But
Just because we have eloquent speech and eloquent words still doesn't mean that we have the answer.
Tears just coming down my eyes that I had became somebody that I wasn't raised to be.
Stay tuned. It gets even better. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to MergeTv on YouTube.
One day I'm going to get the hang of this thing. That was the premiere of the show, Love and Faith Atlanta. the premiere was awesome. And when I tell you, I enjoyed every single minute of this episode. Hey, Living For Me. Hey, Miss AKA. Thank you guys for joining me. My favorite people in the whole wide world. My mod squad. So I really enjoyed watching this episode. I enjoyed watching this, even the premiere. From that point, I had to watch this show. This show was only, hello Alicia, thanks for joining us. This show was only like 22 minutes long, and it's only on YouTube. It's on MergeTv.com. I mean MergeTV on YouTube. So when you look at them, just look for Love and Faith Atlanta, I believe is what it's listed under. But we're gonna go through and let's talk about the first episode. Hello, Kashara's Kitchen. I hope you cooking us up cooking something good tonight, because I am starving. I don't even know why, but I'm hungry. Anyhow, so we're going to talk about this first episode. The first episode was titled Finding Your Tribe. So it actually is an introduction to introduce us to these characters. I am a church girl, so most of these people I recognize the name or I know, right? Let's just go through and talk about them. The cast. The cast is, this is Bishop Eusebio Phelps and his wife, Lady Lorona Phelps. They are actually, of course, located in Atlanta. They are the pastors of the New Faith Christian Church. Bishop Phelps says he is a loose cannon, and he says whatever he feels because he don't care. That was what he entered into this episode saying. I like them too. I think he's going to be one that we're going to be able to enjoy. The next one would be Lady Angelic Simmons. I remember her husband. I don't know her per se. I think they were married, I want to say 8 years before her husband died. Lady Angelic Simmons is a pastor and an evangelist. She currently pastors Total Victory Worship Center in Atlanta. She is also the widow of the late Nathan L. Simmons. He was, when I tell you, if he was some kind of preacher, I'm going to put up a picture of the late Elder Nathan Simmons. I remember him very well. He stood up one Sunday and he told his group that he was tired of listening to the same song every time. He wanted them to find something different to sing underneath this tent. Y'all been singing the same song every night, but he was a great guy. I think him and his wife have 2 daughters together. But Superintendent Simmons was a superintendent in the Church of God in Christ, and he passed away unexpectedly in 2006. Lady Simmons says she's been celibate for 18 years since he passed away. So I guess this was recorded or filmed last year, because this year in December will make, or it could have been filmed this year. This year in December will make, he's been passed away. He's been gone for 18 years. The next group would be 2 of my favorite people. I love these people. I love to watch them. I interact with them on social media. This is Pastor Gerald and Tammy Haddon. They are the pastors of Breathe Church in Gwinnett, Georgia. They are also producers, songwriters, and national recording artists. Not only that, they are award-winning national recording artists. They have won awards for production and songwriting. Tammy says she's a little rough around the edges. I did hear her when she said that. And I don't know how well you can see Gerald, but if you look at Gerald, doesn't he look like this guy right here? That would be his big brother. Gerald is the younger brother of Dietrich Haddon. Dietrich Haddon is a very well-known gospel singer, and so is Gerald. Gerald and Tammy have albums out. They have music out. And Tammy is very big on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. She's a very down-to-earth person. I love the Haddons. This couple right here is an all-around, well-rounded family. Yes, they are from Detroit. The Haddons are from Detroit, and they are Church of God in Christ natives. That's their beginning. Kind of like most people. Most church people, they start out in Kojic. Anyway, the show opens up with, excuse me. The show opens up with Bishop Phelps having a macaroni and cheese cook-off. He invites, he shows him and a gentleman in the kitchen getting ready to start their little cook-off. And the other guy, his name is Bishop Brent Tiggs. Bishop Brent Tiggs and Bishop Phelps at one point owned a restaurant together. Bishop Phelps says that he has churches in Georgia, Birmingham, Jackson, Florida, and altogether they have 7 churches. He is the founder and the owner of New Faith Early Learning Center and New Faith Academy. So I guess he owns like a daycare and then a school. Bishop Phelps also owns Auto World Auto Sales in Atlanta. I guess it's a used car lot. Bishop Brent Lamar Tiggs is the bishop of the Bermuda jurisdiction of the Church of God in Christ. He owns his own restaurant called the Atlanta House Cafe in Marietta, Georgia. He is married and has 3 children. So then after they kind of introduce themselves, they show them in the kitchen, just kind of chit-chatting or whatever. And Bishop Phelps says that he grew up in the church, but he got away from the church, got into the streets really heavy. And he said he used to broker major drug deals. Bishop Tiggs says the lifestyle that Bishop Phelps had chosen was a very, very hard lifestyle. And he was very, very concerned about him. And Phelps says that one bad choice at the age of either 16 or 17 years old led him down a 20-year downward path. He did 51 months in federal prison and 8 months in a lockdown in the hole, which I thought was really, really different. You know what? I love how they have different streams of income too. I did love, let me tell you something, that macaroni and cheese look good. I love macaroni and cheese, but both of them look good. Then it moves from that scene over to the ladies. Lady Phelps has invited Lady Simmons and Lady Haddon over for lunch. Lady Phelps, it says, lost her mother 2 weeks before filming began. Lady Simmons arrives, and when she comes in, on her way in, I believe it shows her standing up and she's talking. And Lady Simmons says she is single and she's been celibate for 18 years, which she also told us at the beginning. Lady Phelps wants to know if she had met a man while she was out traveling, because part of what Lady Simmons does, she pastors a church, but she also evangelizes, which means she travels around preaching. Let me see what's in the chat. I don't know how that mustard in my. Oh yeah, I would you, Dr. Shara. I feel you on that. When I saw him with the mustard, I was like, "What are you gonna do with that?" I thought maybe he was fit to batter some chicken or something. But when he put the mustard in the macaroni and cheese, I don't know what kind of flavor that would give. I could see putting dry mustard because that's a seasoning, but I don't know. Where's Alicia? Is she in here? I would get it to her. I just have to do it because the thing is, I see people in here and I have to give it to them when I'm not in here. I don't think because I'm on my computer, so I can't do it while I'm on live. But I'm gonna get it. Trust me. So what you need to, right. I don't know. I wouldn't put mustard in my mac and cheese. I don't put mustard in my homemade mac and cheese. But for everybody, that's different. But everybody says that his mac and cheese was better. Yeah, but when on the computer, when you click on the name, it gives you ban user, put user in time. It doesn't give you that option. I have to actually be offline to have that option to actually make her a mod. I can't do it on the computer. I don't know why it does that, but it won't let me do that. So they were talking about the traveling. She asked her if she had found a man. She said she was waiting on the right fit. So Lady Phelps asked her, was she looking for a preacher? And Lady Simmons said, no, she didn't want a preacher. She was just looking for a businessman who loved Jesus Christ. And I thought that was a great answer to that question. Because sometimes as friends, you could back your friend in a corner trying to get them hooked up get them hooked up with somebody else. I think that's ridiculous. Then they move back over to the macaroni and cheese cook-off. And at this time, Pastor Gerald Haddon arrives. The scene goes back to Pastor Gerald and his wife talking at their home. And they were talking about their move from LA to Georgia. And they were saying that they had lived in LA for 15 years. They had been married for 25 years. So I'm pretty sure prior to that 15 years, they were in Detroit. I'm not sure what part of the 15, the prior 15 they were in Detroit. But at some point I know they're based out of Detroit. He said, don't hurt to try. I wouldn't try it in a big pan like he did. He had it in a pretty large pan. I'll put it in a small. If I was going to try mustard, I would try. Help keep the cheese sauce smooth. Okay. All right, Miss AK. One thing I know, my girl is going to look it up. It comes on YouTube, Miss Alicia. It's MergeTV is what it's on. I'm gonna link them down in the description box when I finish, so that anybody that wants to watch it can go back and watch it. I found this show to be totally interesting. Again, it's only about 22 minutes, 23 minutes long, and it kept my attention the entire time. So we go back to Gerald and Tammy, and they're talking. They say they have 3 sons. They are award-winning producers, songwriters, and now pastors of a church called Breathe. Next arrives Pastor Jeremy Tuck. Pastor Jeremy Tuck is a pastor of Living Faith Tabernacle. He says it is 3 churches in one location. He also owns a trucking company. He and his wife bought 2 pizza franchises, which I was like, man, these people are really out here making moves. So not only does he own the trucking company, they own 2 pizza franchises. And he made a point of saying, I have 5 boys. And he made it very clear by the same wife. And he is the youngest of the pastors in the group. Thank you, Miss AKA, for putting that in the comment section. I really appreciate that. So you have Bishop Phelps, I'm not sure Bishop Tiggs is going to be on there because he didn't have a intro. If he is, he may just be like coming in. You have Pastor Gerald Haddon, and then you have Pastor Tuck, which is the youngest one. He did not say he was a bishop. So Pastor Tuck, Pastor Haddon, Bishop Phelps, and then Bishop Tiggs. Tiggs, that's his name. So they while they're talking, Bishop Tiggs and Bishop Phelps are going back and forth, and they talk about owning the restaurant together at one time. And then they make a joke about one of them getting out because he wanted to get in the kitchen, and he didn't need to be in the kitchen, which was Bishop Phelps. Bishop Tiggs now owns that restaurant by himself. Bishop Tiggs recalls the first time he met the now Lady Phelps. He said she walked into the restaurant. He noticed she was a fine woman. He said she was a fine woman, but he said that Phelps already knew who she was. So he asked him about her. He said they grew up together. And Bishop Phelps said he met his wife when they were teenagers. And so it shoots back over to Lady Phelps and Bishop Phelps sitting in their home. And Lady Phelps recalls at the age of 16, Bishop Phelps told her that one day she would be his wife, but they both went their separate ways. Bishop Phelps married another woman, had children. Lady Phelps also went another direction. They saw each other every now and then. And check this out, at the strip club. When they said that, I went, say what? She said she would be at the strip club. Bishop Phelps said she would be at the strip club with her boyfriend. And he stopped. He's like, oh, no, don't say any names. And she said they were bumping into each other. Lady Phelps said she didn't even want to be there. And Bishop Phelps says, but they had great food. They had good food. And Bishop Phelps said when he started, they go back to the scene with them with the men. And he says when he started pastoring, he had all types of women in his church. All types of women coming to his church. He said the one thing he did not want was for his church to be little hoes on the prairie. When I tell you that I believe this show is going to be raw and uncut, I really believe that. I think they're going to like, kind of smooth it over for YouTube, but I still expect it to be raw and uncut. Oh, Miss AK, you can't do strip. I used to when I'm in my younger days. I would go, but it was only men dancing, it wasn't women dancing. But that was a long time ago. That was college days, baby. And haven't been since. The next scene, Pastor Lady Haddon arrives at the Phelps home, at their home, and Lady Phelps opens the door. She comes for lunch, and Tammy's dressed really down. She has like on this long shirt and some jeans, and the women are all dressed up. I mean, face makeup to the gods, and she got on. She was just dressed down, and she said, "I look like I'm getting ready to go to the church picnic." Lady Phelps makes a comment that they didn't know Pastor Tammy very well, so they didn't know what to expect from her. And meeting the new ministers can be sometimes tricky and catty. But Pastor Tammy comes in, she sits down, and they begin to have a conversation about finding Lady Simmons someone to date. And Lady Simmons says, Bishop Phelps tried to fix her up. She said that but it was a complete fail. She said she invited the guy to come preach at her church. And he told all the members of the church that she had dumped him. She said, but the guy was newly divorced and she was not a rebounder. I know that's right, baby. I'm not going to be your rebound. Lady Simmons said she preaches, she evangelizes, she travels. She has 2 adult daughters that are very much a part of her world. She has been single for 18 years and she has been celibate since her husband died. When it says when pastors, and she's talking now, she says when her husband passed away, she became the pastor of his church. The denomination, she didn't say the denomination, but I know the denomination, COGIC, C-O-G-I-C, came in and tried to take the church. They said that she was laced, meaning she needed to sit down somewhere and just be pretty. They brought in the sheriffs on one Sunday to put her out. They didn't believe that women should be pastors. They were going to bring in a person from the outside. She said they never even considered having someone from inside of their church become the pastor. They were just going to bring someone from way out here and bring them in and make them the pastor of that church without considering anybody in that church or what they wanted. She said, but they had their paperwork in order. So the COGIC church told them they were sorry. And then the ladies began to discuss women in ministry facing sexism and prejudices. She says that she left the denomination and she took half of the church with her. Some of COGICs, if you know anything about COGIC, some are just they're devoted to the name Church of God in Christ. And then you have people who are just devoted to knowing who God is and wanting to worship their Lord and Savior aside of a denomination, right? So Lady Tammy says the patriarchy in the church is out of control. And we know that to be true. Patriarchy in America is out of control. It's not just in the church. It's out here on these streets. It's in marriages. It's in life every day. She said, but the church acts like it does not exist. And hopefully they will explore more of that as this show moves on. I'm glad she explained what lace means because when she said it, I didn't either, Kashara. And I'm glad she went into what it meant because I've heard it other terms, but I never heard the word laced. And maybe it's a Southern thing. I don't know. And then they go back over to Lady Phelps. And Lady Simmons is kind of narrating or helping her guide through this conversation. And she talks about her oldest son passing away. And which is what took her into ministry. She said it was a pain. It was that pain that pushed her into ministry. If she had not gotten up, she said, I would have drowned in the tragedy of my son being smurdered. We know what that word means. Lady Simmons brings up that Lady Phelps' mom had just passed away. And then Lady Phelps talks about how Pastor Simmons came to her rescue. Pastor Lady Simmons came to her rescue after her mom's death, and Lady Simmons wait a minute, she had been there for her, period, right? And then Lady Simmons responded, but you are a soldier. And you know, if you've lost a parent, it takes a lot of courage. Hello, Live with Loyalty. Thanks for joining me tonight. If you have ever lost a parent, you know that is a pain, right? But especially, you know, a mom. If you have any type of relationship with your mom, this is someone who carried you for 9 months or whatever, and that bond of death is really hard to deal with. They gave a lot on this first episode in 22 minutes to be exact. Lady Haddon, which is Lady Tammy, she gave words of affirmation. She said she was also looking for a tribe. She actually gave a lot of grace to the ladies. She talked to them about what she thought, and they responded. I thought they had a great conversation just sitting at the table, just chit-chatting. I thought it was beautiful. Then they go back to the guys. The guys are having that taste off with the mac and cheese, and all the gentlemen replied that both of the mac and cheeses were amazing, but Bishop Phelps won. Well, they were in Bishop Phelps' home, so of course he would win. And I put that this episode lasted approximately 22 minutes, and this is one of 3 episodes premiering on the YouTube of this show, Love and Faith Atlanta. This show was good. I will definitely be watching the rest of this because I'm a church girl. I love to explore church problems and to see what the inspiration and what are we going to do to fix those problems, because I don't believe in having a problem without having some type of solution. I believe everything deserves a solution. Don't give me a problem and then we don't know how to fix it, or we don't start on avenues or implement things that will be towards the road of repairing those problems that we have in the church. There are a lot of things in church that should be addressed, right? There are a lot of inconsistencies in church, and I think as this the next episode, they're going to explore more about things that plague the church. The Bible tells us to love one another as Christ loved the church. And what does that look like? So I'm really interested in watching the show, watching where we go with it, watching how the episodes continue to explore, and just see where we go from here. Because when I tell you this show has sparked my interest, it has sparked my interest. So, you guys, if you haven't seen this show, I admonish you to go watch this show, Love and Faith Atlanta. This first episode was called Finding My Tribe. It is on MergeTv on the YouTube. You cannot miss it. When you tap on it, when I tell you amazing, I think it's a weekly show. I think the first episode came on August the 1st. I'm not sure if it's a weekly because I believe the first one came on August the 1st. Don't bank me on that. So I'll find out when the next one is coming on. And I'm just going to review all 3 episodes. I found it very interesting and I enjoyed it. Let's see what's going on in this chat. Let's see. Going up. I appreciate you being here live with Loyalty. Thanks. Yes, Kashar said it gave a lot this first. It did. Yeah, he won because it was his home. But I really wonder, was the mac and cheese really the best? Because it looked good. Please, girl, tell us how it tastes, and then you might need to mail me some, and I might need to come to you and get some. Yes, Miss AKA, I am waiting for the second episode because I really think it's going to be good. I mean, you guys, I am so grateful for you guys joining me today. If you would, please like this video, share. If you know someone, tell them to subscribe, because I'm sure all of you guys are subscribed. That's why you're here. And I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to go downstairs and talk to my honey. He just got home a few minutes ago. I told him I was supposed to do a live. He's like, you always doing something. Taking over the office space of the bedroom. So I'm going to go down here and chit chat with him and see what he's eating tonight or what we're going to eat. Because I'm really not hungry, but if he wants to eat, I'll eat. Please like, share, and subscribe. If no one told you today they love you, I love you, and there isn't a thing you can do about it. I hope you have a great night. See you guys tomorrow, because I'm going to be doing my scoop, which is celebrity news and news in the morning. I think I'm going to try to get her Butterfly saying she was going to go live tomorrow. So I'll just play it by ear, but I'm going to shoot for 9 o'clock. Butterfly likes the early morning shift. And I like the 9 o'clock shift. I like the 9 o'clock shift on Saturdays. So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.